and welcome to my channel, Cake. I'm your hostess, Suzanne. Today we're going to be making this super cute Paw Patrol Rubble cake. I think he turned out super cute. If you'd like to know how I made him and how you can make him too, just keep watching. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the tree trunks. I have half of a bag of brown candy melts in here. I zipped in the microwave at 2 30-second intervals and stirred in between. It's nice liquidy here, as you can see. And I have some pretzel rods. I have a prepared pan with parchment paper on it. That will help these tree trunks from sticking onto your pan. I like these to look more rustic than pretty and perfect, you guys. I like some of that. I like some of the pretzel to show through. It doesn't have to, but the more rustic they look, I think it adds more dimension and it will look better, in my opinion. So I like to take it like this and just rub a little bit off. Like that. And then stick it on my parchment paper. Super cute. One down, 462 to go. Not really. I'll continue until either the candy melts run out or the pretzels run out. As you can see here, I just am doing this in a microwavable loaf pan. It's the right length for these pretzels. And again, you guys, it doesn't matter if your fingerprints or the lack of candy melts is on part of the tree trunk. We're going for rustic, not perfection. Okay, I just finished all of the tree trunks or the logs, whatever you want to call them. I used all but 3 of the pretzels from the bag and used all of the candy melts. I just did them in 2 batches in the microwave and it turned out just right. I did go back and touch up where my fingers were because I did leave a nice little round imprint at the end of each pretzel and I didn't want my little round fingerprint, so I went ahead and took my spatula and just dabbed a little bit of candy melts over it. While those are hardening enough, let's go ahead and get started on the cake. I have a brand new recipe, you guys. I cannot wait to try this cake. It is a chocolate Kahlua cake. I've just filled this cake with chocolate American buttercream and it's semi-frozen. As you guys know, if you watched any amount of my videos, I like to freeze each of my layers before I work with them. This cake I made for my grandson Bryson just last fall and I wanted to make it for you guys because it turns out so cute and it's not a whole lot of work. And if I can do it, you guys can do it, and I'm going to show you how right now. This cake is all about Rubble being a construction man, right? Rubble is in his tractor and he's going to be plowing some rocks, aka M&Ms and Oreos, over a mountain. So we're going to create this little bit of a downhill on this cake. So he'll sit like this and there'll be a downfall like that. So let's go ahead and do that now. You guys, it doesn't have to be pretty, perfect, or anything. It's just however you envision it to look is going to be just fine. I can't remember, I went straight across last time. I think I just went straight across last time. But it doesn't matter. I can make a little V. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a little V this time. Let's go ahead and just make it a little bit more. There we go. That's more like I was envisioning it to look. Like a big mess on my prep table. That's how I envision it. Okay, let's go ahead and give our cake a crumb coat. And a crumb coat is just a thin layer of frosting to seal in those crumbs so we don't get any crumbs in our final coat. It doesn't have to be pretty at this point, just has to cover all the crumbs to seal them in, to lock them in. And before I go back in to get more frosting, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my offset spatula. That way I don't contaminate this frosting with crumb-filled frosting. And when you're doing this crumb coat, you'll have some gaps between your layers if you don't push your filling out to the edge. You want to go ahead and make sure you get frosting all the way up there so your filling and your frosting actually meet. You don't want any gaps in there. I think it looks good now. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes firm him up enough to get onto the next step. See you guys in a second. Okay, I just took her out of the freezer and I placed her on a 10-inch cake drum. This will allow us enough room for the tree trunks to go on the sides. Let's go ahead and give her a final coat now. And I usually start on the top. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just want to make sure you have about the same amount of frosting all around the cake. Normally at this point, I would get my bench scraper out and level those sides perfectly and that top nice and flat and make sure those corners were nice and crisp. Not with this cake. This one's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure this is somewhat level all the way around the sides, and then we'll add our branches. Just using my offset spatula. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a mound of frosting here, just in the middle, just to act like it's a little hill. Making this hill a little bit more steep for when Rubble comes over the top. It'll be a nice big mound of dirt, aka Oreos and M&Ms. I like that kind of dirt. Yum, yum. The next step for our cake is to make the dirt, and we're going to make them out of Oreos today. And it looks like my grandson Chase has been in this box of Oreos. Oh my goodness, that kid. Good thing I don't need them all. Actually, I knew he got into them. Now that I took the filling out of the Oreos, I put them in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to smash them to smithereens with this rolling pin. Oh. Let's go ahead and put the logs on before we put all these crumbs on, so those logs will hold in our Oreo crumbs. And I'm going to start in the back. The reason I'm starting in the back is because if I don't have enough of them, at least I got the back going at the right angle. I'm just going to build from the middle going out. You don't want to start at the front, because if you run out, you might run out here. Then you're going to have a cake that has the twigs all the way around to here. So if you start in the back and work both sides, gradually going forward, it won't matter if you stop here or here or here. It doesn't matter, okay? And on the back, I'm going to push it to where the rounded side, when they lay on parchment paper, they get flat. So I don't want that to be seen from the front. So on the back side of my cake, I'm going to put this part near the back. Hope that makes sense to you guys. There we go, just like that. Push it in. And so when you're looking at it from the front, you see the nice rounded wood look. That makes sense? Just push it in there like that. And some of them are curved a little bit, that's okay. And go ahead and place one on the other side. Like that. Push them in, make sure they stay. You don't want no wonky cakes. Go ahead and do another one here. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. It really does mean the world to me. When I say that, it's really true. If you're new to my channel and haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It is quick and it's easy, and most importantly, it is totally free. It is free as free can get. It's just a couple clicks. And while you're down there subscribing, go ahead and ring that bell. It'll notify you that I have a new video out. You don't want to miss any of this fun. I think it's turning out cute. If you put this cake on a bigger board, you can do more with it. You can use some of the other Paw Patrol guys on there too. I will insert a picture of the cake I did for Bryson. I added one of the other dogs on there and just put them on a mound next to this cake. It turned out pretty cute. When you get to the front, you want to go ahead and put those logs to where the good side's coming to the outside. Go ahead and put that one there. And that one there. Two more that are a little bit shorter. I'm liking that. Here's Rubble. He is the star of the show for sure. He is the star of this cake. I have put a little bit of the chocolate American buttercream on the bottom of his tractor. That will help him stick to the top of this cake. There we go. Now you can see why I wanted this at a slight angle. I wanted a little mound here because I wanted to look like he is pushing those M&Ms and those Oreo rocks over this mountain. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of frosting in his scoop, in his tractor. That will help the candy and the cookies stick in there. Did you hear what I just said? It helps the candy and the cookies stick on the cake. Can we talk about a sugar overload? Yes, we can. I love it. And we're just gonna push our hand up ever so slightly. It looks cute so far, but this cake needs some color. It looks pretty brown with a little bit of yellow. It needs color, and I have just the thing. Some M&Ms, yay! Primary color M&Ms, which is perfect for this cake. And we're gonna place them all over, mostly in the middle. And if we have problems with them falling off, like I did last time, I remember this exactly, I just put a little bit of frosting there, and I just made a big mess, but they ended up staying. A little bit of frosting, a little bit of cookies. Went ahead and added a little bit of frosting on here, because these M&Ms are not going to stick onto Oreos. There we go. You can add some Oreo crumbs over top of the M&Ms to help it look a little bit more rustic looking. I think it's coming along pretty good. We're almost there. Oh my goodness, I think our Paw Patrol Rubble cake turned out super cute. I like him. He's out in the woods doing his thing with his tractor. I'm having an amazing day in the kitchen with you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day as well. Until next time, make it a great day. Okay, I need to slow my roll. And I had one other of the Paw Patrol guys on there. The dog, I forgot. Well, they're all dogs. Well, that was a good one, Suzanne. It was the cat. It was, oh gosh, I can't remember. This cake I originally made for my grandson Bryson a couple years ago. No, it was just last fall. This one I just made a couple days ago. At 3:30 p.m. on April 31st. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think there's an April 31st. Helps if you have a spatula. Okay, take 42. That will give us enough room for our, what are those things called? I placed them in a Ziploc bag and took out my, it's called a rolling pin. Okay, now that we took the filling out,